You know, I was originally going to do Kevin Keegan's entire I would love it if we beat them rant as the intro today, but I googled Kevin Keegan, I would love it if we beat them rant transcript, and let me tell you, Google's ruined. There's a reason that we can't use it as a source of money anymore, because every single article was like, here's the transcript, but it's just a video. It's like, no, I would like it written out and
that's
full
not what a transcript
here.
is.
VGC is supported by Patreon. Check out patreon.com/videogameschronicle for more podcasts, ad-free browsing, and extra content. Thank you for your support. I'd whack the streets all day I'll need for a bottle of your old brown ale. It's VGC the Video Game Podcast, episode 181, with me, Jordan Midler, and Chris Scullion. This week, the fallout from Fallout. Read all about it, but first, how's it going, folks? Love and friendship with Chris Scullion. How are you?
Doing good. Apologies again. I feel like I need to throw this apology around during the summer holidays, but you can probably already hear.
She's the fourth chair. She's the fourth member of this crew.
The fifth Beatle.
She's getting extreme views about physical games. Not
wait, just a wee. Just saying, see you hear her.
I hate physical games. She's a numpty.
Death to the Sony regime, I think is what she's saying. But yeah, so like it's week 4, I think, of the summer holidays. It's starting to feel like Big Brother. Day 4 in the Big Brother house.
Day 4 in the Big Brother house.
She's doing my head in, but
you're a normal housemate, just like any one of us. Let's not go down that.
Did you ever watch the Peter Serafinovich show?
Oh yeah,
He had that sketch show, the one where like he did a Big Brother spoof in every single guy, and it was called Stevie. So there was like 12 guys in the house, and they were all called Stevie, and he was just playing all of them. And it's like, I think I nominate Stevie and Stevie. And then it goes, this is Big Brother. Can Stevie come to the dining room? And the exact one knows who it is, and he gets up and goes, oh, and they'll go, Stevie.
Peter Serafinovich is underrated. Big Brother was I was much more of a fan of Celeb Big Brother because they really showed their arse during that. Obviously, the Jade Goody, God rest her, the Jade Goody stuff was absolutely horrific. Even though she never said the most racist stuff on that, people forget that the blonde cow for S Club 7 and that daft bitch, the Danielle what's her face, said much.
She's
much
one. I wish she would just F off. She said that. No one said that.
Although she did call her Wolf Boy, which is unfortunate. Shel Pachetti is still absolutely stunning. I saw a picture of her recently and I thought it was from the original, like from that series of Big Brother. Has not aged a bit. God bless Shel Pachetti. She's actually on the podcast next week. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I think that was the same series that Donnie Tourette of Nevermind the Buzzcocks fame climbed over the fence to escape. It was like, I'm not having any more of this. I can't be dealing with this. And also, what's the boy with the mad ginger hair? Leo Sayer? Is that who I'm thinking of?
Lionel Blair?
No, Lionel Blair.
Leo Sayer. I always get Leo Sayer and Lionel Blair mixed up.
Lionel Blair's the would turn up to the opening of an envelope on a BBC programme. Like he's always just there, not really sure what he's famous for.
Probably Leo Sayer then.
Yeah, Leo Sayer like left and the producers were trying to stop him, and he was like, I hope you're getting paid loads of money for this. What you've made here is inhumane. And then he tried to, I do this all the time, he tried to stick the middle finger up at the camera, but he
didn't miss it. He did a thumbs up instead. He's too much good in his heart, like, and his default stance is a thumbs up.
You'd be raging.
Imagine Leo Sayer, Lionel Blair, and Linda Blair all in the one room,
and it'd sound a little something like this. Hello,
and Jim Ryan.
Oh, Leo. I've been in bed for a week with what can only be described as mayhem, and it's not even from when I was in New York the other week, everyone was talking about this Taco Bell lettuce that is apparently giving people the explosive back passage. I never had any of that. I was sticking to more locally sourced. My light just completely slid across the audio listeners. Check out the video portion of this podcast because my light just slid across the wall.
That's because I mentioned Linda Blair. I invoked Pazuzu, the demon from The Exorcist.
Bless you. And it's put me in much more mood lighting, so I'll stick wait here. But I was eating more local fare like Margaritaville, a local delicacy. God rest him, Jimmy Buffett. But no, I just I've been incredibly unwell, so I've really done Heath Hoth this week, apart from watch a hell of a lot of Gordon Ramsay. What have you been up to?
Working a bit. Like my hand is gubbed. Like, and I promise you it's work related because it's my left hand. But yeah, it's like I'm at the crunch stage of the year where I usually, with half a year to go, realise my book deadline is coming up and I need to kind of get on it. So it's been pretty much work during the day, stop for like an hour or so after I finish work and straight onto the book and for the rest of the night. And that's going to be most of my days until December, basically, with the exceptions like Gamescom and stuff like that. That's going to be pretty, and then if reviews turn up, but other than that, that's pretty much it. So yeah, it's at the point where I bought one of these glove things you can buy on Amazon that you put in the freezer, like a single black glove. It's got gel in it, and you put it on, and it basically gives you frostbite. If you put it on right away, you're not be long getting frostbite.
Have you seen him recently, mate? Open a tab and look up the Frostbite boy now. The last time I saw him,
is he not very well to do now? Like very, very well kept.
He's got a hell of a lot of hair these days. Rory McSorley, his name. According to AI Overview,
I saw he has. He looks like
Rory McSorley, the iconic Frostbite boy who went viral in 2015 for his memorable UTV weather interview, is now an adult building a career in media and entertainment. He's trained to be an auctioneer in the US, pursued music, and frequently appeared on podcasts. Get him over here.
And in 2023, I don't know if this is still the case, he was engaged to a 75-year-old.
Oh, on yourself. Let the dog see the rabbit. Oh, woo! Well done, Frostbite boy, 10 years later. That's some head of hair on him. He looks like bloody Cucurella.
Some boy.
I've got a release here from NI Stars, which I assume means North of Ireland Stars. Rory McSorley's first single. Rory McSorley is back, and this time he's singing. Rory McSorley, or Frostbite Boy as he's better known, is releasing a charity single with all proceeds going to Brainwaves. My condolences to the 50 pence that Brainwaves got. What is this? What could this possibly be about?
I think we might be about to discover my entrance music for VGC Live.
Wow, Rory McSorley, the girl for me. He looks absolutely.
It's 75.
No, she looks compos mentis with his age. The project already donated £5,000 to charity, so congratulations. It's already got number 1 in the Irish iTunes country charts and number 2 in the UK. So round of applause for Mr. McSorley. He will be on the podcast next week with
this guy.
Phil Pachetti.
Every time I'll look further down the Google results for this guy, the guy has had a life already. And here's a story from 2021. A swimmer who was rescued off the coast of County Kerry on Sunday night has been identified as Rory McSorley, who previously went viral and then she became a Frostbite boy. He was found surrounded by dolphins 4 kilometres off Castle Gregory Beach.
Surrounded by dolphins?
Surrounded by dolphins like they all had knives out. He told them he was feeling 100% after the incident with no long-term damage. The only thing was my kidneys needed to readjust, so there'd be no serious harm.
That was actually not bad.
It was only a matter of going into the hospital to heat up a bit. Other than that, I was fine.
You just need to run a couple of and then you're flying there. Rory McSorley.
He said, I just jumped in and that was it. I saw a fitted lighthouse out in the water and I said, right, I'm going towards it. I wouldn't have got in to start with if I didn't know I was going to be grand.
Bloody dolphins. The things that made you laugh in high school, honestly. When Frostbite dropped, I remember it's like when Diana died, you remember where you are. When Frostbite dropped, that was all anyone could say in school for that week. That was a time when memes had a shelf life of more than 15 seconds. These days you can't keep up with memes, but Rory McSorley, he'll be sadly missed, shanked to death by multiple dolphins on the Shankill Road. Anyway, patreon.com/videogames.
This is the most unhinged 10 minutes.
This is the first day I felt normal in a week. I'm like a Doug. I'm like a collie that needs to run about and herd sheep. And you can see me do that on patreon.com/videogames. Chronicle. This week, we put out our CVG on Game Boy. Much fun to be had there. Next week, there will be a vlog from my trip to New York to play Pokemon Go and much more over there. You can also get ad-free browsing on the website if you sign up to Patreon and extra podcasts just like this one. If you like the intro to this podcast, might I recommend Off Topic, the Off Topic podcast, which actually usually has more structure than this. It's very rarely just us on Google going, do you write this guy? But maybe it should be. Chris, I teased you last night. I said that I've got 2 drinks to bring to the fore, and I actually do it. I feel like the release cadence of new energy drinks has slowed down significantly in recent. Perhaps they've clocked on to our shenanigans and they don't want to give us free content.
Bad review.
But I have 2. I have both from the Sneak Corporation, Sneak, who, despite my efforts, have no interest in working with us. I have Sneak Energy Mango Meltdown Transformers edition. So this is a yellow can. It's a Transformers can featuring Bumblebee, as you would. The Transformers more than meets the eye. Now, I don't know if this is promoting a new Transformers thing or if it's just generally the Transformers. Licensed by Hasbro. So let's get into it. It's a sugar-free. Also, you can feel the plastic bit on the can where they've clearly wrapped an old can. So God knows what's going to be in this. But it's a mango-flavoured energy drink, and I like a mango-flavoured energy drink. Let's see.
Just like Optimus Prime likes it.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
I've got to turn this stuff off.
That's good, huh?
Thanks, Stupid Flower.
Quiet for a while.
That's me turning them off. Sorry.
The Mango Meltdown, it is nice. It tastes like a less flavourful Monster, the mango version of Monster. It's not bad. It's pretty carbonated. All Sneak Energy just tastes kind of the same. There's something that runs through the very DNA of a Sneak Energy drink that makes it all have the similar flavour profile, which bodes poorly for my second drink, which is Sneak Energy Frostberry Blast Transformers, this time featuring Optimus Prime. He's more of a... I don't know what the obsession is with like a frosted berry energy drink. Every single brand seems to have one, and I've yet to, like, the frozen bombsicle is the C4 equivalent. I've never found a single...
What exactly is frosted berry? Is that just them mixing a berry flavour with a vanilla flavour?
I have to assume so, because where's the frosting coming from?
Yeah.
Right off the rip. I mean, it smells pretty Ribena-ish, actually.
Ribena-ish.
It's like a fizzy Ribena. A fizzy Ribena with that inherent Sneak Energy,
the sneakness,
weird aftertaste, but they're okay. I'd give the Frostberry Blast is honestly probably like a 2-star. I'm never going to bother it across my lips ever again. And then the Mango Meltdown, I'd probably give a 3 because I like mango, but it's just whatever they put in Sneak Energy, they need to clean out the pipes. They need to go down to the basement of Sneak Towers and clean out those pipes because everything just tastes the same.
See if the can had a button on it and it transformed into a robot and you press the button, it goes, and then you got an actual robot out of it, I'd be happy with that. But they've missed out on an opportunity there. Especially
if it transformed still full of juice and it just exploded everywhere all over your hands. I think that'd be pretty class.
Sold.
Transformers are fine, but when I saw this from across the spar, I thought it might be Power Rangers, and that really piqued my interest because I've never been a Transformers guy. I'm a Power Ranger man through and through.
I don't get... I'd like to get Transformers. It seems like the sort of thing I would like.
I was going to say, are you not a child of the Transformers era? You're a Ninja Turtles man?
But I was very much a Ninja Turtles man, a video games man. So basically, I'd get up in the morning and I'd watch... Hey Hey It's Saturday, which I believe Timmy Mallet presented back in the day, some boy. One of the few who still...
I was going to say...
squeaky clean by all accounts. I mean, the great... I think he'd be the first to tell you. He would be the first on most people's lists just because of his outfit. But apparently, by all accounts, squeaky clean.
Squeaky Mallet as well.
But so he would show Denver the Last Dinosaur. He would show the Super Mario Brothers cartoon. Occasionally Captain N. That was a treat. And it was all that kind of stuff. There was what about a girl band, but it wasn't Gem and the Holograms. It was like a rip off of it, and I can't remember what it's called. But that was I didn't F with the Transformers, as they say. So I've got no real nostalgia for it.
No, I don't rate them. I had like a couple of Transformers toys at some point. I think I had Grimlock, the one that's like a T-Rex that turns into a Transformer, but. It's thin gruel compared to the Power Rangers, in my opinion. The Power Rangers just had much more going for it, but
there was a period that got big again. Like when I worked in Argos one Christmas, this would have been when I was still in high school, so this would have been about 98, 99-ish. You'd work in the warehouse, so you get a rough idea as to what toys were selling most because it was the ones you were picking from the shelves constantly, and it was always the original Pokédex. The kind of the one that you could take out and would speak to you. That one that was shifted a lot, and Transformers Beast Wars figures were flying at the doors. So at that point, that was
That was probably when I got my Grimlock, because Grimlock's from Beast Wars. So
So it's your fault.
It's all my fault. Fallout. Story number 1.
Christ.
When we finished the podcast last week, we thought that's it. Cam Friday, we can relax, we can go about our business, we can smoke them if we've got them. But no, Bethesda decided to announce 50 games on a Friday afternoon. Wonder why they did that.
Cam Friday's the name of Bethesda's PR. Cameron Friday.
Well, he should be sacked. Bethesda Game Studios has confirmed that Obsidian is working on a new Fallout game. Fallout 5 is in pre-production, and that several Fallout remasters are coming. In a lengthy note published on Friday, the studio revealed what it's planned for the future of its biggest games. Fallout is one of our biggest priorities today, the note reads. Fallout 5 remains our long-range destination. Put a pin in that. And we have multiple Fallout projects in active development right now. A new Fallout 76 expansion was also confirmed, which will serve as a prequel to Fallout 3. The note also confirmed that both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas will receive remasters, which if you've listened to this podcast, you already knew because we've been talking about it forever. Quote, we also know that players want to revisit previous Fallout experiences. While we're not announcing any dates today, we've been working on remasters for both 3 and New Vegas. BGS also confirmed there won't be a Fallout Day broadcast this year, but the company will celebrate the 30th anniversary of the franchise with fans in 2027. As part of this, a live event will happen in Washington, D.C.
Well, they're going to drop a nuke on the White House.
Yeah, well, later in the note... As a man with a US visa, I will not comment on that. Later in the note, Bethesda confirmed that Obsidian is working on a Fallout project. The Wasteland continues to expand as we team up once again with our longtime friends at Obsidian Entertainment. We're happy to confirm they're working with us on a new Fallout project. We'll have more to share in the future, not the near future. Put a second pin in that. Keep your pin boards corked at the minute. It was reported last week that the Avowed and Outer Worlds studio would be working on a Fallout game following Microsoft's recent restructuring efforts. Speaking to Bloomberg, franchise director Todd Howard said that he could not be more excited to work with Obsidian again. Howard went on to say that he prefers not to speak. If he speaks, he gets in big trouble about projects too soon, but the fans will also should have their expectations set appropriately. Quote, we do realize we need to find a way to say a bit more so that our fans understand what we're doing and why, while also protecting that moment when you really see the game and you press play.
A couple of things there.
Yeah, a third pin.
The guy who says I prefers not to speak about projects too soon, despite having announced Elder Scrolls 78 years ago. And when you really see the game and you press play. Yeah,
we're not going to show you until you actually buy it. Nothing else.
Is the PlayStation 6 a hi-fi? Sorry, there you go.
The note closes by confirming that The Elder Scrolls 6 is the studio's current focus, while Fallout 5 remains in pre-production. Our teams are now developing The Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5 on Creation Engine 3, a shared technology platform we've been building since Starfield's launch. It allows teams to support multiple projects simultaneously with new tools, rendering, and systems that define our games. Fallout 5 is currently in pre-production. The Elder Scrolls 6 is our primary development focus today, with the majority of our team currently working on the next chapter in the franchise. Blah, 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 blah. Right, let's get the pinboard out. First of all, the remasters. We've said they're coming good. Long time this has needed to happen. The fact that they haven't put out a Fallout game since 4. They put out 76, but they count 76. Fallout 6-7 would have been better. But yes, those will do very well. If evidenced by the Obsidian thing, those will be fine. Any comment on those, Chris, before I take them out the pinboard?
My comment is that I bet you those are going to be announced in 2027 at that 30th anniversary, and they were meant to be shadow drops. But what has happened is obviously all the shit is kicked off with the layoffs, and they've opened the big button on the wall that says in case of backlash, hit Fallout, and they've just gone bang, Fallout's coming, don't worry. My guess is that they wanted to sit on those for a bit longer and go, surprise, they're here just now, because they've been doing that recently with some stuff. So that's my guess.
Do you think they put out 3 at this event since it's in DC?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be an easy thing to do. And it's out right now. So yeah.
The world collapses. Just by pure coincidence on nuke drops and things like that wasn't planned, by the way.
It's all over. Right, the thing that I want to talk about the most, announcing Fallout 5. Announcing Fallout 5 to me, just after so many people got sacked, screams to me, and I don't know if you agree about this, we need to show the people with the money that this is where we're going. We need to show people that are perhaps, when we hire up again, because they will hire up again because we'll need more people to make this is what's next, and it stops them getting asked about Fallout. In the same way that I said they only ever announced Elder Scrolls 6 to stop them being asked about it, this basically eliminates any what are you doing next questions from Bethesda for the next 6 years, because that game is a long time away.
Well, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the fact that, like you say, this is a response to the, ironically, the fallout from what's happened recently, is that, I mean, if they're focusing on Elder Scrolls 6, and for all we know, that's 9 years away, that's right, and they've not even started Fallout yet, like, we will be living in an actual apocalypse by the time Fallout 5 comes out. So that's good, at least.
The thing is, like, I think people had this idea that the Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield were being developed at the same time, like they're two horses going at the same rate, and it's like, no, they were clearly all the way on Starfield and doing a bit of Elder Scrolls 6, and when Starfield finished, they started doing Elder Scrolls 6 like properly. That game's probably 2 or 3 years away as well. It's just Elder Scrolls 6 is more and more of a farce the more the time goes past. But I think
this is why I like when CD Projekt do their kind of regular reports on how things are going. I love how they show the exact numbers of who's working on each thing, and you can see the workflow there. You can see that when Cyberpunk's the main focus, there's like hundreds of folk on Cyberpunk, and you can see after it comes out and they're doing updates, fewer and fewer and fewer folk in that, and more and more and more people going to Witcher 4. And so you can see like the numbers sliding, and that gives you a good idea over time of how these things work. Whereas that at this point in time, everyone's on Elder Scrolls, and maybe 4 or 5 people are on Fallout, just doing the pre-production stuff. And then as Elder Scrolls nears release and all the art stuff's done for that, the art people then move down onto Elder Scrolls and start planning the concept art, or at this stage just running it through AI. And then the people working on the actual gameplay and the bug fix and all that, they stick on Elder Scrolls things. So it's a bunch of processes, but yeah, like you say, there's not the manpower, especially now, to have like 2 games running in tandem at exactly the same time at exactly the same point. So yeah,
I just think it's like, I think it's a little bit embarrassing to come out here and be like, yeah, we're doing Fallout 5's in pre-production and framing it in this way, because it seems like it got the intended response from many sections of the press that should know better, that just treated it as like this, oh my god, we're getting Fallout 5 soon, that's so exciting, and not the obvious like shucking and jiving that it is to distract from everything that's happened recently. So I think that I cannot believe that they announced, by my count, 4 Fallout games in that article, and Fallout was at one point in my Mount Rushmore of franchises. I absolutely adore Fallout 3, and I felt nothing when they announced all this stuff, because obviously I know about the remasters and stuff, but even coming out and being like, okay, we're doing Fallout 5, I'm just so burned by the Elder Scrolls 6 stuff. Like, if they just, so we knew they were doing Fallout 5 because Todd in previous interviews, and I think maybe even when he was on this podcast, was like, yeah, obviously we're going to get back to it at some point, but as soon as you say Fallout 5 in something and treat that as an announcement, it's just like, well, when am I going to be playing this? It's 2026. Am I going to play it 2031 to 2030? Like,
I think Elder Scrolls has dampened any future kind of announcements they make, because your brain, for a split second, your brain goes, oh, and then right after you go, I'm going to be in my 50s when this comes out. And so like, that's like depressing in itself to think about. But then you stop thinking about the game, you start thinking about what death's going to be like.
So yeah, I think that the Fallout 5, when it comes out, fine, whatever. I think the question is, when we go to the pin board again and we take out this Obsidian thing, how far away is this Obsidian game? Because obviously Obsidian were working on something recently that was very Falloutish, as verified by friends of the show, Jason Schreier. So Falloutish that when someone saw it and told me about it, they told me it was a Fallout game, hence I said it was a Fallout game. But are they just going to take that, like, file the badges off it and make it a Fallout game? Because that feels like it could be a way to get something out quickly. Surely, if they're going to scratch on a new Fallout game, like, when is that coming out? Like, that's 3-4 years away as well. It's just, it seems
the wise move. The wise move is to do exactly what you said, and if they are working on something Fallout-y and Wasteland-y, then just do that, because I think Avowed was an unfair kick in the arse for them, because like I really liked Avowed, and I think most of the people who liked it enjoyed it. But I think it also was a lesson that new IPs are far more of a gamble these days. And I think if Avowed had been, even if I can't remember the name of the series. This is my ignorance just now, but it's from the same universe as another series they've done in the past. And even if they just named it
Pillars of Eternity,
if they just named it Pillars of Eternity Avowed, and maybe it would have got a bit more attention. As I don't know how big that franchise's fan base is, but at least it's bigger than the Avowed fan base, which was 0 at the start. So yeah, if they were, there might have been that they were working on a Fallout like game, and maybe they were secretly having the same doubts that people don't know what this IP is going to be like. Are we going to have another Avowed situation where people aren't given it a chance? And if they may be more than happy to put a Fallout name on it, because that brings with it an attention that it might not have had before. But we'll see. Again, that's purely guesswork. That I've not been told that's what's happening in any shape or form. But
especially when like the Reaper is at their door and you just got rid of so many of them, like even with a game that is a co-production with Bethesda or whatever, and when Todd was asked about it in the interview with Jason, he was very kind of, we'll talk about it in the future, how much Bethesda's actually involved. They said that like everything from Fallout would be ran from Bethesda, but does that mean that they're just signing off on what Obsidian's doing rather than actually sending manpower to go and work on the Obsidian Fallout project as well? So again, an Obsidian game, an Obsidian Fallout game potentially from Josh Sawyer should be incredibly exciting. It should be announced on a stage. It should be like a one more thing at the end of a press conference. It shouldn't be, here's a blog on a Friday afternoon, 4th paragraph. Oh yeah, we're making a new game with Obsidian, by the way.
That's the disappointing thing, because you get the feeling that's a Game Awards announcement, and you wonder if maybe they were saving it for that. And like we said before, all this stuff that's kicked off, they're clutching for something, some sort of positive, and they've gone, let's just hit the button and let's just announce it now, instead of what we were planning. Because like you say, we've known for some time that the remasters at least were in development. We've been saying it for well over a year now, maybe even 2 years. So those must be a decent
chunk of the way.
So you would have thought maybe that would have been an announcement to make during either the Game Awards, or like we said, like shadow drop it in 2027. But it feels like it's kind of recent events have played their hand early. And
when we got the list for for the recent Xbox show, I was quite surprised that it wasn't on it. I'd always kind of assumed that like this is inside baseball, the nature of hearing about things. People seem to think that you get sent a dossier of like, and here's when it's going to be announced, and here's when the release date is, and it's like, no, you have to fill in like a lot of the blanks. But when we got our list of what was going to be in that Xbox show and it wasn't there, it's like, okay, if this isn't being announced here, this is probably further out than we expect it to be, because you can, if it's out in like December or whatever, there'd be no trouble. Wait. Now that I'm thinking about it, when was Fallout 3 released? 2007? 2008?
So you expect some sort of anniversary release?
Fallout 3 was released in North America on October 28, 2008. I think it's too long to wait to do it till 2028. You do it in Fallout Day next year for the 30th anniversary. Yeah. Do it next year and then say New Vegas is coming out in 2028 or whatever. You could probably get away with doing that. So yeah. Overall, this blog post left me feeling very cold. What are some more of your thoughts on it?
I mean, every Fallout game's been on my backlog for some time now. It's certainly, I admittedly, it's a series I'm not massive. I like the laddie, Vault Boy, as he's called. I like him. He's a nice bit of branding. Yeah. It's a series that I've always meant to properly get in, but it's one of those ones. It's because each game is there's so much involved in it. It's not like it's not a platformer. You can't finish it in 4 or 5 hours. It's finding the time commitment to actually get tore into them. But I intend to start on 3. I don't care about the isometric shit.
Yeah.
But I'll start on 3 at some point. Work my way through it, maybe before the remasters come out.
Most of the people who go on about the isometric games never played them. They just they LARP the idea that these are like these incredible. I mean, they are very good games, but they talk about them as if Fallout 3 is absolute dog dirt compared to them. And I'm calling you out, H Bomber guy, friend of the podcast. he absolutely loves those games and hates 3. But yeah, I think that just wait for the remasters. You don't need to play the original ones. Who cares? The Elder Scrolls 6, man, just to finish this off, they have to have a re-debut for this. They have to have like I wish they would stop talking about it. I wish they would let it fade a little bit from the public consciousness if that was at all possible. But the fact that they announced it so early, put this milestone around their neck where they're always going to get asked about it. They always have to include it in every development update so that people don't ask about it. There is going to have to be probably an event or a stream where it's just like, okay, after the 2027 or 2028 Xbox show, they announced it's like, you know, they did Gears this year. It's like, okay, the hour afterwards is the Elder Scrolls 6 one. So, yeah, that game's going to be absolutely massive when it comes out. All you need to say is it's from the people that made Skyrim and it's going to sell billions and trillions and billions of copies. But
I think that's the reason why it's been spared. Like it seems like a lot of stuff Xbox was planning. It looks like a lot of the kind of layoffs and stuff were from teams that had recently finished stuff.
Yeah.
Like South of Midnight, Compulsion. South of Midnight was less than a year ago. So you can imagine they were in the very early stages of something, and presumably the guess was that is it worth investing years worth of development into whatever they're working on at this stage. So again, like this is the cold-hearted kind of business numbers way of looking at it without taking into account the fact that actual humans work there. But
like you look at Senua, where they've finished the game essentially, like it's out fairly soon, and it's like, okay, do we commit to starting up their next thing, or do we just let them go?
And Elder Scrolls looks like it's still got quite a bit of time left on it. And had it not been a guaranteed Skyrim level seller, then you'd think they would have went, let's just cut our losses in this and maybe just kind of scrap it if this has still got another 3 or 4 years left. Yeah. Certainly Fallout 5. you would have thought they'd be like, you've not even started that yet, forget it. Especially because like the space one, my brain Starfield. I nearly said Skyfall, but that's Bond.
It's a Skyfall.
And then I nearly said Starfall, which I don't even think is a thing. So I got there eventually. That wasn't met with the greatest kind
of a game. When Starfield 2, that would have been the only thing that made this blog post funnier if they ended it with it, and we're actually working on Starfield 2.
If they said we're actually working on Starfield 3, we're skipping 2 like WWE did. It's gone straight to 3. But yeah, the fact that was met with a kind of lukewarm response may have had Microsoft bigwigs thinking, are we going to take the chance with them again? But because Elder Scrolls is such a guaranteed success, they're sticking with it. So.
Lukewarm is actually the name of the guy that's working on Fallout 5 at the minute. He's got his document drawn up and he's saying, what if we set it in New York City? Hey!
I think he's replacing Cam Friday.
Oh, really?
In the PR role, I heard.
Yeah,
layoffs, man.
Layoffs. Cam Friday's on LinkedIn, open for work. This bastard Lukewarm's taken over my role of writing the words "the war never changes" on a Google document and signing out for the day.
Ironically, it doesn't work Fridays, which is weird. So.
It's these young people. That's why they can't afford houses, because they spend too much money on Maltese or lattes and no working on a Friday. It's disgusting.
Cheap whiz bangs.
Yeah, and wham bars. They still sell wham bars in my local, but it's not the same formula. I think it's utterly bullshit that the bar corporation's excuse for not making iron brew bars anymore is they don't have the recipe. It's like, come on.
Aye, that's pish.
Come on.
Yeah, they can dig it iron brew 19 canteen and pretend that they've got that recipe. They're at it. I love the idea of a wham bar now, but I used to be obsessed with wham bars, Desperate Dan bars,
What was a Desperate Dan?
A Desperate Dan bar was like a wham bar, but it had sherbet inside it. I want to say.
Okay, like a refresher.
Pretty much. Oh no, wait, no. I tell you, that's a complete lie. Desperate Dan bars were pure orange, and they had orange sherbety crystals through it.
Right.
So
okay.
it was more sherbet. You had it. There was a Dennis the Menace bar, which I believe was black and purple, and probably had a blackcurrant flavour. The best one was the Roy of the Rovers bar, which was pineapple flavoured, and that was a treat to behold. But even and again, like you said, the refreshers were A tier as well. The thought of one of those makes my teeth explode now.
Yeah.
Like I would love to indulge in those, but I can't. I couldn't even bite one now.
I've had one of the modern wham bars, and it's fine, but it's just like if you get a modern refresher, it's just like a bit of taffy. It's not got the excitement of an Iron Brew bar where it's like, okay, I'm essentially chewing glue here, and my young malformed teeth are probably going to come out with it. But
do you not get the toffee anymore with the hammer? Is that a dead art?
I think that's a dead art.
Remember, you used to get a big block of toffee, and it came with a wee metal hammer, and you'd put. Is this before even your time? You must.
No. I with the rise of knife crime in the UK, they're probably we can't give these roadmen little hammers.
There's forget it. I'll tell you that. You're thinking it, and I'm thinking it, but we'll leave it to the break. Story 2.
Oh,
speaking of the hammers, West Hammer and EA Sports FC, Jordan.
Oh, they are indeed. How could they possibly work out how many times it was? EA Sports FC have correctly predicted.
It's the 21st EA Sports FC game. They've done more than 21.
Slightly more. But how could they possibly count? But they've predicted the World Cup winner for the 5th time in a row, Chris Scullion. They predicted Spain. The World Cup final was an absolute snore. It was an absolute snore fest as Spain attempted to play football and Argentina attempted to fight everyone. In the end, I'm fairly satisfied with Spain winning. These prediction stories are a good laugh, but I wanted to use this as an off-ramp to talk about the fact that they've also started talking about FC 27, and they showed the cover. Kylian Mbappe is on the cover, which is good news because the rumour was that it was going to be Cristiano Ronaldo, which would have been horrific, but Mbappe's a decent enough choice. They showed off this cover of him standing in front of this big city, and now that they've revealed a trailer for the grounds, which is their open world mode, a la the island, a la My City or whatever it's called in NBA 2K27. What does this do for you, Chris Scullion? Because I am worried about this mode.
Are you? I'm up for it.
It's so but I don't want it to control my whole life. I have broken.
Worried in that sense, definitely. First and foremost, 100% Ronaldo will be in the cover of the next one once this Saudi deal gets done. 100% Ronaldo will be in the cover of the next one, whether it's some sort of Legends mode or whatever. He'll be in it. I
think they'll probably sell that game in America. You should Google Ronaldo America and see what comes up. Anyway, continue.
I'm concerned about this mode because it's like when I play a 2K game, an NBA 2K game, I like the idea of the kind of the player
city
mode where we walk about the city, but my level of ability in 2K games is like versus the CPU on like one more than the standard difficulty is about what I can manage. I don't play those games enough where I can perfectly time a jump shot every single time. The wee bar goes up and I miss it more than I hit it because I've not got that muscle memory in place yet. So I like the idea of that, but anytime I try and play NBA 2K against anyone online, I get my hoop absolutely handed to me because I'm playing Americans mostly who are good at basketball games. FIFA is what I'd hoped. FIFA, EAFC, I always hoped it would get something like that because I could probably hold my own in that sort of thing. So I'm excited to see what's in it because I think it's needed. I feel for EA because they could do literally anything, and all the comments under that trailer have been, it's just the same game.
Yeah.
And so did you even watch the thing? It's like they've loaded up the trailer and just typed that in without even thinking, because it's not. They've added an entirely new mode, so it's not. Like they're trying.
My issue with the city and NBA, beyond it just being quite pish, is all the time wasting stuff that's in there. Like the amount of time you have to spend like walking across the city, and they like gave you a skateboard to try and speed it up, but it goes at the same speed as just walking, to go and speak to Alex from State Farm, which is like State Farm doesn't exist in the UK. Who is this for? Like, I only get this reference from like seeing him pop up on like wrestling stuff or watching TV when I'm in the States. All that kind of crap, I think, will potentially ruin it. But I think this year's iteration of it will probably be the best that ever is, because this is how they hook people in, and then they can start putting. Like they've already started. Did you see who the mentor is for the ground?
See, I'm up for that. That's a nice fee. Oh,
so for those that aren't au fait, back like 10 years ago, they did this single player mode in the FIFA games called The Journey, where you played as Alex Hunter and you went as like from a child prospect all the way through your career. It was essentially their version of the film Goal, if you know that. And now he's your mentor in the city. And in the trailer, they do that as the big reveal. And all the streamers that were watching it that are like my age went off their nut. And I was like, okay, they've twigged here. They've also introduced something called Hall of Foot, I think it's called. And it's like Foot, F-U-T, so FC Ultimate Team. And they've basically brought back players that aren't good enough to have a hero or an icon card, but were well loved by the community, such as Akinfenwa, who's like a massive FC meme, Marouane Fellaini, like players like this. So it's like, oh yeah, I remember using his like shitey gold card in FIFA 13. He was amazing. Tugging on that kind of heartstrings. And my further prediction is this year's soundtrack will be full of like FIFA tunes. It'll be full of like Love Churches. Me. It'll be Churches. It'll be Love Me Again by what's his face. It'll be like that Kasabian, that Kasabian tune. Like all of that stuff will be in it.
You see if you make it a best of. See if you put song 2 in there. See if you put in they'll right about now.
It's a funk song. It'll be put. Two Door Cinema Club, that tune, like
I'll even take your Robbie Williams one for FIFA 99, for FIFA 2000, just purely for nostalgia's sake. But just one Robbie
just
track.
one.
Because he's at the World Cup, so Robbie's popular again apparently with his wee grey hair.
That Ronaldinho and Ronaldo driving Madonna on that wee buggy. Ronaldinho was having a great time. He was clearly full of the drink, which he always is, but Ronaldo just had this rictus grin like across his face, like oh come on, it's great.
I do like old Ronaldo. It's weird. I feel bad because they used to refer to that Ronaldo by a
fat Ronaldo.
Aye, exactly. Yeah. And it's like, and he wasn't that fat then.
No.
Yeah, he lives up to it now.
I think that, you know, like how Kurt Angle said he didn't want anyone referring to him as Perk Angle anymore because it was like it was a tough time in his life, so he wanted to change it to Peak Angle. I feel like we should call Ronaldo Nazario R9. We should call him Ronaldo. And there's another word starting with R. We can call the other one, but just Google Ronaldo America and you can work that out for yourself.
In my heart, that the original Ronaldo is Ronaldo.
Yeah,
and the one that is overstayed is welcome by now.
The melting waxwork.
Yeah, he's
Cristiano Ronaldo. Like
yeah. He's not just Ronaldo. He is Cristiano Ronaldo, like you say. And the other one is just Ronaldo, the real one. It's like when Celtic signed Juninho and it was the wrong one.
Mind when Celtic used to sign players. That was halcyon days. But yes, more to come from FC. More to come next week from FC from me. So look out for that. I will be asking all the questions about Celtic and so on. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about Xbox. You've heard of them. We're going to do 60 Retro Seconds with Scullion, and we're going to talk about PlayStation. We'll be back in a minute. And we are back. Chris, Xbox, you heard of them?
Is that the ones that did the Zune?
Yes.
The music thing? Yeah, I've heard of them.
They made Avatars. The Summon of Arcade, Explosion Man, Explosion
1 versus 100.
R.I.P.
Tell you what, Explosion Man was a belter of a game.
Explosion Man was a good game. Castle Crashers. Scott Tenorman Must Die, was that?
That was one.
Yeah.
That was my era. That was when...
Trials was a Summer of Arcade.
One of the Geometry Wars games was on there. Maybe Geometry Wars 2, I think. No, that wasn't Summer of Arcade, you're right. Summer of Arcade was very different. That's when they picked the good ones, saved the good ones for a few weeks, and then just launched them all in one go.
If it's in some of Arcade that's worth buying, it's probably like 500 Microsoft points. So it was like, Trials, man. The Trials games were so good. What's Red Lynx up to these days? Ubisoft has probably fucking shut them.
people who worked on the Trials games then pivoted wildly, and they've now done that open world one where you're a robot in the middle of a post-apocalyptic ocean, and you're going about basically finding the remnants of people who used to live there, and then sending them up into a rocket and populating space with humans. That's what they're doing now. So no more.
No, thank you. Getting his Trials on the blower. Story number 3, we're committed to making this clearer. Xbox exec says it's not obvious to players which games will be exclusive. In an interview with Games Radar, Xbox Chief Content Officer Matt Booty and Chief Strategy Officer Matthew Ball discussed the exclusivity situation, with Ball suggesting the large-scale live service titles would likely be multi-platform going forward, but it doesn't mean single-player games would all be console exclusive. Quote, I wouldn't overly fixate on single player, Booty added. I think that's a good rule of thumb, but it certainly isn't something that's carved in stone. Explaining the process behind choosing which games are exclusive and which aren't, Booty said, we are the stewards of over 20 game franchises that have made $1 billion in their lifetime. There are a lot of different games in our portfolio, and we have to think about how different games serve different purposes within it. Booty and Ball conceded that messaging hasn't been clear to some players and that Xbox is working on making sure it's easier to understand in the future. Quote, we have a framework for these selections, including how we evaluate them. Ball said, I recognize that this approach is not obvious to all our players and we're committed to making this clearer. Booty added, something you should look for from us going forward is that when we put a date on a game, we will also announce what platform it is coming to. Chris, this continues to be an odd situation that they found themselves in.
It does. It's like, if the argument had been single player games aren't exclusive, single player games are exclusive, multiplayer games are multi-platform because we need to get the audience up as much as possible, fine. Instantly Gears of War comes out. E-Day. Which, speaking of, I'm allowed to share on social platforms that I participated in a previous program for Gears of War E-Day, and my audience can expect my impressions soon, next week, I believe.
Audience, you listening to that? Please expect. Chris, can you please
be excited?
Look down the camera and tell the audience to expect your impressions.
Mate, I played Gears of War, so I'll tell you about it later. So instantly the rules broken, and this is why Booty and Ball, the new two-piece replacing Cannon and Ball.
Rock on, Booty!
It's the name of the new remake of Beauty and the Beast. Booty and the Ball have come out and said,
I hate getting a Booty in the Ball. That's a stinger.
I believe it, you know. You ever hear that story in the kid at school? And the teacher said to the kids, this is a Glasgow school, maybe an apocryphal tale, but I hope it's true. And the teacher said to the kids, what vegetable makes you cry? And obviously expecting the answer to be an onion. And some kid said, a turnip, miss. And she said, no, that's not actually right. And the kid says, well, obviously you've never been booted in the balls with a turnip. Yeah, good times. So yes, it's weird. I mean, Xbox have found themselves in a situation of their own doing, I should stress, where every single thing they do now has been heavily criticised and held up to a microscope that probably wouldn't be if it was coasting a bit more than it currently is. Stuff like this, what's exclusive and what isn't. The situation should just be wait till they announce the game and they'll tell you if it is or it isn't. People shouldn't be caring that much, but because they basically came forward and says exclusives are really important to us, by the way, and they should be important to you. They've put themselves in the firing line for people to now say, well, is this exclusive? Is that exclusive? Is that exclusive? And they're just going, I don't know. We'll just see what happens. And it goes back to what we constantly say is that they should shut up and they should stop saying things because they keep digging holes for themselves that they then have to scramble out of. And it's like, just PlayStation doesn't come out and say, well, MLB The Show isn't an exclusive because we've got to deal with the MLB that says these have to be on the Switch. They just do it.
Yeah.
Lego Horizon Adventures, we decided to put that on the Switch because nobody cares. You just did it.
Because the Lego group went absolutely ape.
Exactly. This has sold 12 copies. Could you maybe get up to 14? They keep talking, and they should just, even when people ask questions like that, they should just say, look, it's case by case, and leave it at that, instead of going, I think generally you should say live service games will be multi-platform, but not always. Sometimes you've got single player, and usually single player, but not always. It's just overly complicated.
The Gears thing's a good point, because it's like, well, it's not a live service multiplayer game, but it's got a big multiplayer element, so surely if this falls under this, then are you just going to put the multiplayer out on PlayStation, or are you just going to, like, it's
confusing, and it's like...
It is confusing.
And I don't know, and it is at the point now where, like I say, everything that we live in a society now where when somebody's the current, what's the phrase? Not a kicking boy, but
whipping boy.
Whipping boy, that's it.
Kicking boy.
My whip's currently in storage. That's why
that sounds like the name of the German translation of FIFA. It's like, oh, you're going to play Kicking Boy.
Is it clear that I'm exhausted? Because that's like 4 or 5 times that I've totally forgotten. The Last Caretaker was the game I was talking about earlier about the robot. The Xbox are currently the whipping boys again. That's not woe is them situation. Like this is through decisions they've made, and the internet has turned on them, and it's very hard to kind of turn that ship. It's like that ship that got stuck. Here's another reference I've forgotten.
The Suez Canal.
That's the one. You're my hype man. You're the guy who finishes the lines.
Suez Canal.
It takes a long time to turn that ship around. Was the clumsy analogy I was making. PlayStation have just found themselves. They've literally just turned their boat around and stuck it with this disc thing, and that's going to take them a while to recover. But for now, everything Microsoft does, they just announced yesterday that they're putting ads in games, ads in streaming.
Mm-hmm.
And instantly, lots of people saying, "What? So you're going to interrupt my game halfway through to put ads in it?" And they said, "No, we quite clearly said that the ads appear at the start of your session and then don't appear again throughout it." People going, "What's your so the future now is ad free thing?" And I said, "No, we've said you can pay for it for a Game Pass if you want." But everything they say now is getting
you're playing Final Fantasy VII, and just before Sephiroth kills Aerith, spoilers for a game from 1997, it just stops and goes, "Just Eat is the number one way that did somebody say Just Eat?" And it's Phil Spencer.
Just imagine the idea that, like, Castlevania, and Dracula goes, "What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets, Tampax." So like they just need to focus on. They've been doing lots of wee small wins still, and again, that is not trying to distract from the fact that they have laid off a shitload of people, and it is outrageous that they've done that. Putting that to the side, if that's even possible to do, which obviously it isn't, but when you look at the other stuff they're doing in terms of player focus stuff, a lot of the tweaks and stuff they've been making to the UI have been positive ones. Backwards compatibility, putting achievements in original, it's all small wins, but those small wins aren't yet making up for the massive losses, quite literally, that they're in the process of doing. So they just need to keep quiet, stop saying daft things, stop digging holes for themselves, keep working away to try and win back trust, because it's like 20 small steps forward and then one enormous leap back they're doing just now, and they need to just try and stabilize things before going crazy again, I think.
Yeah, I think that the exclusivity situation will continue to be odd. There's a part of me that's like, it was unfortunate timing for them that they made this swing back just after, like, they'd got into the swing of stuff being on PlayStation. So now it's like, well, Halo's out and it's on PlayStation. It's like, once Halo's on PlayStation, it's like, what are we doing? Come on.
That's the thing. They made the mistake of going all in on it. Instead of saying, see the stuff that didn't sell that much, we'll backfill it on PlayStation. Like, South of Midnight is a perfect multi-format game. The
Sea of Thieves, stuff like that.
Sea of Thieves, you get it. It's cross-platform. It's online live service. You need to keep the player base up. I get that. Even Forza, I get. because that's like, even I still don't think they should have done Forza, but obviously the sales show that it was worth doing, and especially because they're going more live service with Forza now, so that makes sense as well. But don't do Halo, especially don't do single player Halo.
Yeah.
Because that's so unnecessary, it's unreal. If they'd have done Halo Infinite back in the day, then maybe it would have been more successful, but don't put a single player Halo game on there. That's like Nintendo putting a Mario game on there. You don't need to do it. Like, protect some, but they went all in, and now it's much harder to seal a bottle after the bull has bolted out the door fence thing.
Okay,
Chris, I deliberately messed up that.
Okay, Chris, we're going to just run that one again. If you could just take it from it's harder to seal a bottle. Roll tape and action.
It's harder to seal a bottle when the genie has already smashed through it with a hammer.
Cut. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we'll just move on. This guy's a fucking... Where did we get this guy? Really?
The Bronx.
Official Nintendo magazine. Did they do a podcast?
Here, listen. We did. It was good.
I've heard some of the people that were on that podcast. It was Deviants and Rogues.
Listen, what a publication! Only $3.99.
Still?
No, it went to $4.50, and that kind of killed.
That's what killed it.
So there was nothing I did.
I was going to do a PlayStation story this week, but screw them. We're going to do one more thing before we go, and it's time for 60 Retro Seconds with Chris Scullion!
Before you start the timer, that just reminds me, did you see the World Cup final had Michael and Bruce Buffer at it?
Yeah, that's because Michael Buffer is a shambling zombie of a man these days. Bruce Buffer has still got the beans, but Michael Buffer...
He was up for it.
Yeah.
I noticed Michael Buffer just went, let's get ready, and then they went to Bruce Buffer and was like, it's time! He was up for it. Right, sorry.
3,
started you.
2, 1, go.
Jordan, I think you'll remember that Homer Simpson's favourite era of video games is 8-bit dough.
Good.
And I've been sent a selection of things from 8-bit dough, which I'm going to be reviewing on the site soon, but I just thought I'd show you them boxed before I even look at it. This is a range of original Xbox themed stuff, so they've got a wee mouse, a wee retro themed mouse based on the original Xbox.
Also Boba Fett ship.
Slave One, Slave Yin. The kids don't call it Slave One anymore.
No, they don't. Cancelled.
Ultimate 3-mode controller for Xbox as well, which is designed like the original Xbox colours, which probably will be cheaper than the fancy one they're bringing out. And also, this is quite large, a mechanical keyboard.
Christ.
Done with the Xbox. I'm trying to not reflect it so that it's showing the mess in my living room. Done in Xbox colours, and accompanying little keypad because it doesn't have a keypad for no reason at all. See, I'm going to be reviewing those in the site soon, so keep an eye out.
That was 60 Retro Seconds.
How many voices are on that thing?
Great question. Let's experiment. Well, I've got an FX button and then like kind of different multipliers around that. Like if I press my FX and
then go up here, and then this is what everyone in the Discord sounds like. And then we can go over.
There's one of them that makes me sound like the Big Show. Let me find it.
Well, that's more like Andre. You put a French accent on, that's Andre. That's too deep. That's indecipherable.
Very good. Oh, here we go. This is like the I'm being interviewed for a Netflix documentary, but I can't show my face.
You put a French accent on that, and it is Andre the Giant.
Hulk Hogan. I'm going to kill you, Hulk Hogan.
You can't win this match, Hulk Hogan.
And then finally for now, Jim Ryan. Hello. There we go. Oh, it's been a wonderful podcast this week. I've really enjoyed myself. That's the thing. After doing nothing for a week and getting like, my mind was normal again before my body could actually support it. So it was a lot of, I was like the boy for the Metallica 1 video, just lying there with no arms and no legs, just desperate to do anything. But then I would go and sit at my computer, and like when I was editing the clip for CVG, my head was like banging because obviously bright lights and stuff like that. I was like, man, it's just get me out of here. But it wasn't to be. What are you doing this weekend?
Resting. Oh, attempting it. Like my head is melted now. In case it wasn't already clear by this episode.
What's the name of that boat that gets stuck in the Titanic?
The
Costa
QE2.
Concordia?
It's not just because all the references I can think of are unacceptable jokes, and that doesn't really help for this. But yeah, it's a lot of resting, although I say that the book will come into it as well at some point. But yeah, it's going to be, expect a few weeks of this because of this madness, because it's like, yeah, there's a lot happening on the site coming up, and yeah, it's going to, a million games are coming out. It's just fun times.
How's that Splatoon Raiders? You reviewed that, didn't you?
It's really good. Yeah, I forgot that came out. It's good. I got my amiibo today. Purchased, I should say, not gifted. So there's your deep cut.
Is that Zig and Zag?
That's, I can't actually remember their names, but they're memorable. And I also, do you know what this guy's called?
Oh yeah, Big Barry.
No, Big Man. He's literally
Is he called Big Man?
Is that right, Big Man? So obviously he's the best.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got my amiibo for that. Those unlock special outfits, I think. I'm still planning a comically large amiibo thing in the future, which we've discussed on the Slack, which I think will do very well. In terms of our normal reviewing scale for our amiibo, that one is probably well sized. This one's got
the spiky ears is going to leave damage, but especially
the fishing rod in this one makes it undoable. And Big Man,
one of the worst. Big Man's surely one of the worst.
Is the worst. You can't fashion that up anything.
No.
But yeah, so 1 out of 3 is not bad.
Sam B, add that to the list. Do not add that to the list, Sam B. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to pick up Splatoon Raiders because I do like Splatoon and I like the mechanics of Splatoon, but I cannot be bothered getting my hole punched by Japanese teenagers playing it online.
That's exactly it. It's brilliant because, like I say, like the kid, as I've said before, loves Splatoon, but she's limited to just playing the few kind of single player bits that they put in them, and those are clearly just side things. They're not, the main thing is playing online. I don't want her playing online. She doesn't want to play online because she'll get hammered. I don't want to play online because I'll get hammered, as you'll see when we show Gears of War next week. And so, like, this is ideal because it's a single player Splatoon game, and it's literally, you can switch your brain off. It's just full action, and it's designed to you fail, you get better, you fail, you get better. It's really difficult, even in like the standard difficulty is tricky. The survivalist difficulty, which is the hardest, is obscenely difficult at times, but that's the point. Is you're supposed to keep leveling up, trying new gadgets and gizmos and stuff. It's really good fun. The music's not that good. That's the only kind of negative about it. But because Splatoon's usually got a brilliant soundtrack and this isn't. But yeah, I'd really recommend it. It's really cheap on the Japanese eShop.
Oh, really?
If you look into that, it's like 20 odd quid, I think, 26, 27. So that might be,
I might. You already told me how to do this 10 times, but I might actually do that in that case because I need a playing game, and it's totally playable offline.
Totally offline. It's a fully offline adventure. Yeah, it's good.
And you can buy it.
It's got motion controls by default, but you can turn them off and just do twin stick, which is a million times better. I think.
I predict I will buy it. I will sit down on the plane. I will open my Switch 2 and see that Pokemon Fire Red sat there and go,
ding,
Fire Red.
ding, ding, ding.
Wow. I've got a poster on my wall that's it's a signed.
Is that a tennis player scratching their ass?
You don't have to be crazy to work here, but it helps.
Hang in there.
It's like an artist's drawing from a Pokemon card of Chatot, which was a Pokemon introduced in Diamond and Pearl. You might remember it was the Pokemon that you could speak into the DS and it would say what you said.
Is this the one that's just a big musical note?
Yeah, so it is a musical note, and people would speak into the DS and go shit, and then when they threw out Chatot, it would go shit. Right. So they had to stop that. But I've got a Pokemon card of Chatot, and they're like sitting on a washing line, but the washing line is like musical notations. So the way they're sat, it goes da 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 da.
That's a nice Easter egg. Nice Easter egg.
Yeah, that's Chatot. He's going to be on the podcast soon. Looking forward to him.
Is that theme one of the 468 Game Boy cartridges that come with that?
It certainly is. I mean, I can play them all for you right now.
No, thanks.
Pockets full of Game Boy cartridges. If you want to find me with a pocket full of Game Boy cartridges, you know where to go. Thank you for listening this week to VGC, the Video Game Podcast. We will be back next week. I think we need to record like Thursday night or something next week. So I'm only in the UK for about 2 minutes next week, but we'll sort it all out anyway. Where is Andy?
Where is he ever?
Where is he ever? We will be back with, as I said, on Monday on Patreon. You'll get a vlog from me in New York at the Pokemon Go thing, which is fun. Lots of very attractive topless men running through Central Park, which really gave me a bit of a complex. But that was also when I had 2 Oreo ice creams for my breakfast, which probably, contributes to the former. But it was really warm, and at that point, what am I going to have? A bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll?
A bagel? No chance.
Give me an everything bagel. Hold the shite. Every time I walked past one of those carts, they smelled amazing, but when I got like a look at the food, I was like, that's
all that pastrami. I'm not a pastrami fan.
Yeah, I don't mind a bit of pastrami. I don't mind a bit of a pickle on a sandwich when I'm in New York.
I'll have a pickle. I wouldn't turn down a pickle. I'm not a beast.
I've heard that about you. If you wouldn't turn down a pickle either, you can consider supporting us at patreon.com/videogames chronicle for more nonsense like this. Off Topic Podcast is up there. CVG is up there. Last week, me and Chris watched episodes of old gaming TV shows, which is just if I could change this website, that's all we would do. We would sit on a stream 24/7 watching that garbage. Join us on the Discord as well. It's a fun crew in there. And if you still want a ticket for VGC Live, there is 1 or 2 available until next week. Say goodbye, Chris.
Goodbye, Chris.
Our thanks to the Suez Canal for sponsoring this episode, and we'll see you next week.